Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Tanisha Davis. In this video, I want to talk about something that may be considered oversharing, but guess what? Today, we're gonna overshare. We are oversharing. And what that is I don't even know how to say it. Saying out loud how much we make. How much do our jobs pay us? How much is the company we're working for paying us? Saying it out loud. We're going there. So you already know, for so many reasons, a lot of them that tiptoe into the area of gaslighting, we are told to keep our private information to ourselves, keep our personal business to ourselves, to not tell anybody what you make, especially your fellow co-workers. You know, it's the secretive hush hush thing. Now trust, it's not something that they make us sign NDAs about. Oh wow, that looked crazy. Okay, it's not something that we are made to sign NDAs about. It's not something that we're verbally told that we can't do. It's one of those unspoken rules. One of the unspoken rules is we do not share what we make. It might be in the spirit of competition, in the spirit of not wanting some people to think we're doing better than we are, or not wanting some people to think we're doing worse than what we are, or we're not doing as well as the perception may be, right? And the reason why this is coming up is because somebody shared with me that they are leaving their job, right? And I'm like, why? And he's like, well, it's not for reasons that you think. He says, the reasons that I'm leaving my job is because I discovered I am being underpaid. Mind you, he's been at this job for 5 years. 5 years. And he is just discovering he's being underpaid. And guess how he discovered it? No, he didn't discover it because he actually sat down and talked to people he worked with to find out what they're being paid. He discovered it because he went on one of those generic websites that said, if this is what you're doing and this is your experience and this is your title, this is what you should be making. And he found from that he's making less. So he did the responsible thing. He went to the powers that be, the people that control his paycheck, his management team, his system, and inquired about getting a raise. What would it take to get a raise? You know, all those beautiful things that some channels tell us to do. If you want a raise, do this, do this, do that. Do this, do this, do that. Show that you're adding value to the team. Show that you're how proficient you are, what your wins are, all of the beautiful things. So he did that. And management team told him, well, nope, we can't give you a raise because of X, Y, and Z. So he's leaving. And in this, he shared with me what he is making. This person is a developer. He's a man, a male developer. He's not even a person of color. I'm saying all of this for a reason. Male developer, one of the top professions in the United States of America. I'm not even a developer. Not even a person of color. Right? Making $100,000 a year in the DC metropolitan area. And I say that because the DC metropolitan area, this is a very high cost place to live. Okay? Yeah. I gotta share this because we're saying it out loud. I feel like had this person know, just based off of what other people, his peers, make, he would have been knew that even when they hired him, they started him low, $100,000 a year. I say that because when I first got into this industry, I was coming out of the military, so I had experience, right? But I didn't have a degree. This person has a degree. This person has had internships before even getting into this field. He did a lot of work through internships. So he came in with experience, has a degree, and now at this point has 5 years of actual work experience. I came out of the military, no degree, went on an interview based off of somebody who was like, give me a resume, give me a resume. So I finally did, went on an interview. Didn't know exactly what to ask for because, again, people are hush-hush about what they make. So I asked for what felt good to my soul. And even when I was getting out of the military, they would ask me, well, what do you think you're going to make out of the military? And I gave them this number, and they laughed at me, the military, because they really wanted to retain me. They told me, what makes you think you're going to get out and make that? So they started giving me examples of people who got out before me in this area who ranked higher than me and was only making a certain amount. So if that person, man, is only making this and they rank more than you, they have more experience than you, and this is all they're making, what in the world gives you the audacity to think that you can get out and ask for anything more? This is why I'm so careful about fair talk. I can't stand it. I can't stand it when people do that. But they did that to me, so they planted the seed. So I picked this number that was like, okay, I'm going to ask for this. And I pumped myself up to feel good about that number. And the number was $75,000. This was in the year of 2000, and I got out of the military 2004. I finally decided to get a job in like 2005, 2006, because I was going to be a writer, y'all. I was going to be like, I'm not even going to get a job. I'm just going to write. So when I went on my interviews, that's what I asked for. Just off a feeling. And guess what? They didn't even negotiate. They just gave me what I asked for. And so what that told me is I didn't ask for enough. That's what that told me. But it was okay. It's what I asked for. It's what I got hired for. Didn't have a degree. And it's what I started out as in this industry. Doing IT work. Hold on, we're going to stop at our favorite place, guys. I'm going to pull over right here. Then, I've always had this thing about being lucky. I really did. So, luck also showed up in this case, too, because 3 months after being hired in this industry, in this field that I'm in, the company that I was working for decided to do a competitive pay increase. And I benefited from that. So, I went from $75,000 to $93,000. And that was in like 2005, 2006. Okay. It is now 2024. This person is a whole developer and got started and was making $100,000. And that was after a raise. That was after a raise. So, because they would not agree to give him a raise to bring him up to something that was more like what the internet said he should be making, he decided to find another job. And so he did. He found jobs immediately. Why? One of the reasons why is because he's still being underpaid. He's being underpaid. So he got a job with a terrific pay increase. So that's why he's leaving. So he's getting a terrific pay increase. But the bottom line still goes back to, we don't normalize expressing what we make. Let me tell you about my second move. So now I'm making $93,000, right? And I decide I'm going to go look for other jobs because, again, I felt like I should make more. I always feel like I should make more. And so I started talking to people out loud and asking very specific questions. How much do you make? How much do you make? And sometimes they will tell you and sometimes they won't because, again, we've been trained not to share. And then I would ask them, how much should I ask for? Because these were people within my industry. These were people who know. So even if they weren't willing to tell me what they made per se, they kind of know. And of course, we say people aren't always going to tell you the truth, because we are under this false belief that most people don't want you to do as well as they do. So they're going to kind of keep you just below. That may be true. That may be true. But who cares if it's true, if an answer could serve you? So even if they're undercutting it by whatever percent, The percent that they give you may still be more than what you're making. And what I know for sure is when you go on an interview and you ask for what you ask for, when you have realistic facts to back it up, it makes you that much more confident asking for what you're asking for and not feeling like you're asking for too much. Or maybe, because, they can hear the wobble in your voice when you be like, well, how much are you looking for? If it ever comes down to that, the negotiating process. How much are you looking for? What are you asking for? A lot of times I like to know. Well, a lot of times you kind of know what they're kind of offering, before you even go on an interview. But even if you don't, you know what the industry is paying. If I say, let's say 100,000. If I'm asking for 100,000, but I'm not sure if that 100,000 is asking for too much, I may go in there and say, well, I was looking for around 100,000. Now it's different to be like, I'm looking for around 100,000 to, oh, the minimum I will accept is 100,000. The minimum I'll accept is 100,000. But I am interviewing, so I will only be entertaining the best offers, the offers that make the most sense. I let them know that. You're not my one shot. I am currently interviewing. So the minimum I'm looking for is 100,000. The minimum I will accept. But because I am currently interviewing, I'm only entertaining strong offers. So even if I give them this minimum of 100, don't try to lowball me and say we're going to offer you 90 because, they're going to go low, they're going to start and we're going to meet in the middle. No, I'm giving you my minimum. And I'm only entertaining strong, the best offers. I actually told a person on an interview, during an interview, well, may the best company win. Because they tried to convince me. Now, for that one, for me, it was all about vacation time. So all about vacation time. This company told me they do 4 weeks. 4 weeks, I mean, not 4, wait, 4 weeks. 4 weeks is not enough. 4 weeks is not enough. I need 6 weeks minimum. And then they try to say, well, the CEO of the company, they get 4 weeks. Everybody gets 4 weeks. It's all equal across the board. But guess what? We all know the CEO of the company doesn't have to rely on a paycheck. The CEO of the company can actually take off paid time off if that's what they want to call it. It behooves the CEO of the company to be super invested in the CEO's company. What are they going to do with me? So I'd let them know. I said, well, may the best company win then. They did not win. They did not win. But for a few years after that interview, they still courted me. So they invited me to a lot of their high-end events. I'm talking about events where you dress up in gowns, y'all. Confidence. But you can only walk in confidence when you know historical facts to back it up. If you know that such and such over here is making 110, and such over there is making 120, I'm coming in, I'm asking for 100. I know that is possible. I know without a shadow of the doubt. This is why I feel it's important to share numbers. Of course, at your own discretion. We all come from different situations, Some of us come from family backgrounds where if they knew what we made, they would try to leech off of us. We will be the first person they come to whenever they get into financial trouble. And some of us have a harder time saying no than others. So know thyself, But I feel like companies can only underpay people because people do not know what the going rates are. Let me say that even the website that he found that told him how much he should be paying, even that was crazy low. It was crazy low. I don't know if he did it by area, by region. I don't know. But it was still underselling him on what he should be making. So I'm asking around people, how much do you make? How much should I ask for in my next interview? What are the numbers? I'm gathering the facts because, of course, some people are going to give me the truth and some people are not going to give me an answer. And then some people are going to give me an answer that may be true. And some people may give me an answer that's less than what the real answer could be. Either way, is it more than where I currently am? If it is, I now have confidence about what I'm going to ask for next. So guess what I did? 93,000 on my next interview. Guess what I asked for? I asked for $135,000 on my next interview. They did not give me 135, mind you. I don't remember why. I don't remember if they knew what I was making. But even then, when companies ask what I'm making, I give them my total, what do I call it? Oh my gosh. I usually brush up on the lingo before interviews, but I call it my total compensation package. I give them that number. And with my total compensation package, what this means is I'm assigning value to my benefits. If I make this much, if I have this much paid time off, if they do any paid benefits, if they have any perks, I'm assigning value to all of that, and I'm putting that into what do I make for the year. This is what I make because this is my total compensation plan. That gives you, so you're not lying, but you're also confident, like especially if you're asking for a big jump, because a lot of times they try to give you percentages. If I say I'm making 93, they're only going to give me what they think is a good percentage based off of, well, you're making 93 now, so we can offer you this. So I go in asking 135, and this was based off of advice that I was given to ask for that amount, and it was something that I felt confident in. And of course, for me, it is jumping high so that we can meet somewhere higher than where I am. So the company decided that they were going to do 115 with a $5,000 bonus, so that made 120, and then I would get raises. I accepted. So I went from 93,000 to 120 in one move. And then of course I jumped more after that, because this is the way I got my income up. This is the way I got my salary up. Had to jump around, because I'm sorry, actually, because the one company I asked them for a raise, much like this guy did. I was like, raise, and they told me, no. So I found another job, and then when I went to resign and I told them why, because I got another job, they said if I showed them the offer letter with the amount, they would match it. But it was too late, because I'm like, if I tried to come to you before I even went through all this drama and you guys told me no, but now that I'm leaving, now suddenly you want to give me a raise. So I left, because I was like, I don't like the integrity of you, company. The other thing I want to say is this: be careful about the information you choose to believe. And I say you choose to believe, because we've always heard for so long, men make more than women. Is it true? Is it true? And if it is true, if you think it's true, how does that serve you as a woman? If you're a woman, how does that serve you? How does that serve you if you're a man and you're raising girl children? How does that serve you? Why would we want to imprint this belief system on their soul that men, just because they're men, make more than women? I told you, this man makes $100,000 a year. He's leaving. He's going off to a better opportunity where he's going to make more than that, okay? So I'm still not sharing his salary, because this is his past. This is what he used to make. Just like I shared with you what I used to make. Then we also hear white people, white men, make more than people of color. How does that serve you if you're not white? How do you feel about that if you're not white? What is that doing to your soul? Even if it's just planting seeds of bitterness, how does that serve you? Walk around being bitter, thinking that other people are doing better, making more, being treated better than you. How does that serve you? Is it even true? If it's true, based off of what? Where are the facts? What are you basing it off of? You basing it off of what the media is pumping you? Because I believe America has an agenda to make you feel that you're less than. It serves them. Because America has to keep people feeling less than so that somebody else can feel more than, greater than, better than. We can't be equal. America was never built on people being equal or feeling equal. So how does that serve you to walk around with the belief system that men make more than you and you're not a man? How does that serve you if you feel that white people make more than you and you're not white? Because it kind of subconsciously says to you, no matter what you do, you're never going to be on their level. How does that serve you? This person is not a person of color. I'm going to share what I have never shared before. I've never shared this information before. Never. You guys see what I make a month, but that's a total of all of my things, right? After taxes. But I've never shared with you what I made from my day job. How much do I make? I'm a salary from my day job. So today for the very first time, because of this and because of what I'm saying, and that we got to make this, we got to normalize this so that other people can't be undersold, undercut, undervalued when they go on interviews, so that they know what to ask for, they know what their peers are making. I'm gonna take one for all of our teams. Okay, I am a software tester. I'm not even a developer. Developers in my industry get paid more than I get paid. So we think. So we think. I'm a software tester. I have been in this industry, I'm gonna say, let's say from 1997 when I first joined the military. I was IT in the military. I got out of the military in 2004. I probably started working again in 2005, 2006. I can't remember. It might have been more closer to 2006. And so some of you may say, oh, well, look, you have all this more time and then this developer. But I also told you when I got in without a degree. I got my degrees after I started working. I used company money to fund my degrees because some of the benefits were they would pay for me to go to school. And so that's how I got my degree. Plus, I was in the military. And so I was able to use the GI benefits, the VA, Montgomery GI Bill, all of those benefits. Hold on. But I told you when I got out, I started at 75, then got bumped to 93 all within like months, right? This guy started out in the 2000s, deep into the 2000s, probably the 2020s, 2019s, 18s, 17s at 100,000. Remember, inflation, remember, like if I started at 75 today, that would have been me starting closer to 105. So that's what we're saying. So comparing the apples and the apples and the oranges and the oranges. So today in good old 2024, y'all, I'm a salary payer employee. My company pays for all of my health insurance. So nothing comes out of my paycheck for insurances. They pay health, life, all of the extra insurances. They give me a 10% match on my 401k. They fund half of my HSA. They probably do some other things that I'm forgetting, but I get 7 weeks vacation and I get 1 week for training, and they give me $4,000 a year for training. And I'm sure that they do some other things that I'm forgetting, but that's the rough down and dirty. And my salary with this company as a software test engineer, senior software test engineer, is $208,000. Never shared that before. $208,000. Woman, black, DC metropolitan area.